week long, we will be spotlighting local spots for the entire family. We want to show you the ultimate staycation this summer. And what better place to kick off your staycation in St. Louis than the Science Center? Malik Wilson is joining us live from the destination with an exhibit that's backed by popular demand. Malik.
That's absolutely right. Pompeii takes you back in time some thousand years, and it brings to life what you want to know right now at the St. Louis Science Center. We're joined with our friend here who is going to kind of take us inside. We're going to be courteous of everyone here exploring and whatnot, but talk to us about this exhibit that we're in right now. It's very beautiful.
Absolutely. This is an amazing exhibit, and we're so lucky to welcome it back. This time around, we have over 60 different pieces than we had in 2019. So a lot of expanded understanding of Pompeii and the archaeological finds there. The area we're in right now is actually the garden. This is going to be a real central piece to the Pompeian life. It kind of represented status, but it's also where they hosted parties and they gathered together. So they would have fountains and statues of different gods, like Dionysus that you see right there, who is their patron saint. He's going to be the one that created wine, so he was a big fan of Pompeii.
Wow, 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 that's awesome. And I know this exhibit back here talks about, I see early health care, weighing it up, and one thing I really love is the fast food, the early days of fast food.
Yes, so we think 2,000 years ago everything was so different, but it really wasn't. Honestly, these guys were very much like us. So they had fancy lamps like we're seeing right now that they would carry throughout their homes. They had jobs like farmers and fishermen, merchants. So they would sell their goods, and like you said, fast food was actually a really popular thing in Pompeii. Most people didn't have kitchens in their homes because they didn't want that extra heat.
Definitely. How hot was it back then, would you say?
Well, it's hard to tell, to be honest. But when you don't have any AC, anything like that.
And I know you mentioned this bowl right here. Let's get a shot of this bowl here if we can. Talk to us about this dish. And I'm sorry if bowl is the wrong term.
So it's called a galerium.
Okay.
So what this is, as you can see inside, there are rows around it. You would feed house mice in there.
Whoa.
Right? So there would be a topper on it. You could put water and food, and you'd wait until they get nice and juicy, and then you'd have yourself a meal ready to go.
Oh, how cool is that? And then I know the fun doesn't stop here. The learning doesn't stop here. Let's bounce on over to yet another exhibit. This is probably, I keep saying everything is my favorite, but it keeps getting that much better. So I watched Gladiator 2, I think it was, with Denzel Washington, and when I walked in here, I felt like I was a part of that movie. So talk about this exhibit here.
Absolutely. This has definitely been, I think, a fan favorite section. It is expanded from 2019, the gladiators. Everyone loves the gladiators. So in this area, now we get to see all the different types of gladiators.
How cool is that? How cool is that? And there's so many artifacts. Can you talk about what's new in here and what's returned?
Absolutely. So we're going to have some fan favorites like the senators over behind us that you're seeing right now. Those are absolutely gorgeous. These would have been high status individuals to be able to have pieces made like that. But then we're going to have, like I said, a lot of expanded gladiator. This one in particular is one of my favorite gladiator helmets.
Insane. You can see where, I mean, his jaw just got bashed in. That is so wild. But here in a bit, we're going to show you guys some more. There's so much more to this, even an immersive room that you can feel the rumble of the volcano, which is what Pompeii is all about. So we'll be back here in a bit, but Mary, this is some crazy stuff. And like I said, every exhibit seems to be my favorite.
I mean, there's a reason it's backed by popular demand, and I'm excited to see more of that immersive exhibit. Now, Pompeii, the exhibition has returned to the Science Center with countless new artifacts and interactives. That's where we find our very own Malik Wilson with the Inside Scoop.
Yes, welcome back inside of Pompeii here at the St. Louis Science Center. Again, we're joined with our friend here who is going to show us in yet another exhibit that is, you know, showing kind of the results of what happened. So walk us through really quick, you know, the Pompeii incident, and then we'll get a scan of the room here.
Correct. So everything up until now has been the daily life of the people of Pompeii before Vesuvius erupted. But on August 24, 79 AD, Vesuvius erupted, and these people didn't have a word for volcano. They had no idea what was happening. So the town got 15 feet of pumice, rock, ash, and then burning hot gas. Wow. So everyone died instantly. The city was covered in ash, but that's also what preserved it.
Definitely, definitely. And that's the cool part. Well, cool in a sense, but that's we get to see history, and what it was, and I know a lot of folks dug up things such as this. So talk about some of these exhibits that you guys, again, both old and returning.
Absolutely. So the body casts that we're looking at now, these are truly a snapshot of this person's last moment. So what happened is the ash covered their bodies would disintegrate over time, and when archaeologists came through, they filled it with clay and plaster, and they were able to get this body's shape.
Wow. And I know this is one as well. I know there's a dog, it talks about the animal life as well.
Yes, everyone loves the dog, and always that was kind of the one that makes them sad too.
Yeah, right?
But it was everything. It wasn't just the humans, it was the wildlife, it was the animals, it was the buildings. Every part of Pompeii stopped in a singular moment.
Wow. And so let's talk about this here. Behind us back here, it shows, just how the eruption of everything was. And I don't know if we're going to be able to make it back there, but I know before this erupted, folks were feeling trembles and whatnot, but that was kind of the day-to-day life.
Exactly. So trembles were normal. We would feel those every day. They didn't think anything of it. But within a few minutes of Vesuvius actually erupting is when all that smoke and ash started coming down. So once it hit, they didn't have time to get away anymore.
And that's how all of this happened. And that's why you guys should come out and visit and get a piece of history that's frozen in time here at the St. Louis Science Center. All the information that you're going to need is right there on your screen. Be sure to check that out. Again, to go to ksdk.com/showme for more information. Tickets are still available. Come on in and hang out. And amazing folks like yourself are going to show them around along with more staff here. Mary!
I mean, that is so incredible, Malik, to see history frozen in time. And I know she mentioned it. One of the new additions is that interactive room. So does it feel like a volcano is going off?
It does. So when you're in there, I don't want to give too much away, but it truly feels like a 4D experience. If you know what 4D experiences are, it's kind of like 3D where it's popping out at you, but with actual living elements. And so I've done it before, and I have to say, it truly takes you back in time, Mary. You have to try it. Everyone at home has to try it, for sure.
Seems like it's worth a visit. All right, thanks, Malik, for sharing. What a cool start to our staycation week.